Perfect. So what we'll do now is we'll go to our first presentation. It is from a gentleman. His name is Seth Kanaga. And I understand Seth is in the audience as well today. So after we play the video, if you have any questions for Seth, please also directly reach out to him. So with no further ado, let's listen to Seth's presentation for Catalysing Change Week as part of the Catalysing Research Institute team, Teach with Reach.
Hello, everyone. First, I want to thank everyone who is listening to my presentation today.
Apologies, there seems to be a bit of lagging. So let me try that again.
I will be presenting about a social issue that I think it is necessary to be cared. As you can see in the slides, I have set up a project called Teach with Reach that mainly aims to solve the problems on the quality of education that is offered to any kinds of levels. Now, I would like to allocate a time to introduce myself a little bit. I was born in Japan, but was moved around the world because of my father's job. This includes the States and Singapore. It was the first time I was properly exposed to English when I first moved to the States, and I think that made me a person who I am today. After a couple of years spent in the US, I moved back to Japan and entered a local elementary school. Following the time in Singapore as a secondary school student, I came back to Japan as a high school student. Currently, I am a year 12 student at International Christian University High School, which is located in Tokyo, Japan. Outside classrooms, I love to watch movies, and I love to watch and play baseball all year round. And I also enjoy going to skiing during the winter season. Moving on to my professional side, I'm the founder of Teach with Reach, that runs with the slogan of education without judgment. I don't have any specific professional career experience in teaching, but I do have volunteer experience in teaching kids that are younger than me at a learning center for more than half a year. I am the co-captain of the baseball team in my school, and I lead the practice sessions and the games. During the time in spring 2 years ago, I attended a Columbia Business School program and have successfully finished drafting up a business plan and presented to a committee at a formal occasion. The main problem I will be covering with my project is the problem on the quality of education. As you may know, the quality of education is one of the Sustainable Development Goals, and the UN proper definition will be the following: ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. The main reason why I take a spotlight to this goal is that I think it is necessary to care this to make the world a better place and help produce innovators so that people will be able to save their own planet. Innovators attend education, if there are many people who attend education, there are a high chance that there will be more innovators around the world. And if there are more innovators around the world, there will be a high chance that they will implement a new idea to save the planet. The education system in any part of the world is becoming more and more useless nowadays. First, I will just focus on the Japanese education system since I live in Japan right now. My opinion about the current Japanese education system is quite harsh. I took a quick poll within my friends and acquaintances about how well the current education system is in Japan, and here's the result. The blue shows the people who thinks it is necessary to innovate the current Japanese education system, and the red is the opposite. As you can see from this pie chart, most of the people in Japan agree to the fact that Japanese traditional education system needs to be improved. There are two main reasons why people think that in Japan. First will be that the schools follow the same teaching styles that was used from centuries ago, which lacks in educating students how to adapt to the changing global society, which I think it is very necessary in today, especially in today's age. The second main reason I think lies in the distance between teachers and students. From my experience, students in Japan doesn't really interact with their teachers as much as they should, and I think the teachers are building a wall as well. When there is a distance, there won't be much discussions made between the teachers, and this will eventually lead to a decrease in critical thinking skills. And if they don't have critical thinking skills, they will not be able to survive a world of conflict when they reach their adulthood. When I switch the focus to the education worldwide, I still think that these two reasons apply to many of the schools around the world. Students still feel the distance between the teachers, and students are still forced to be input-based, which can be seen from the testing styles and the classroom learning styles. To summarize it, the mindset that the teachers and students have towards the education itself needs to be improved. For the students and teachers to ultimately change their mindset towards education, there needs to be some few things to be done. We first need to make the students and teachers interact more and show them their distance with each other. Second is the way schools test students about their knowledge taught in class. Right now, it is mainly tests that requires good memorizing skills that, in order to get a good scores, the test should test students' ability to think deeply under time pressure, which will increase their critical thinking skills and also their ability to adapt to a world of changing world. Now, I will introduce you to Teach with Reach that will help solve the problems mentioned in the last slide. First, our vision and our mission. Our vision is to see an increase in the interactions between teachers and students, and our mission is to transform traditional learning styles with two-way dialogues with schools and for education without judgment. For advocacy, we will mainly be posting our thoughts throughout social medias in videos and photos regularly. We will make the teachers and students help to change by hosting intergenerational workshops where we will invite students and teachers to an event to discuss about their ways of learning or ways of teaching. For example, for students, it is a great chance for them to provide feedback to their teachers without hesitation. And for teachers, it is the great chance for them to request anything that they want students to do during class times. We will also be hosting thematic discussions for students to discuss about a certain topic covered in class and expand their thoughts so that they can develop their ability to think deeply at any time. We will need your support in order for this to happen, and we will invite people that are here today to our events and request to help as a mentor during the events if it is possible. As a mentor, you will help us teach students about the goodness of education, and it will be great if you will be supporting us as we want to advocate our thoughts of education to a wider range of people around the world. Thank you so much for listening today.
Well, thank you so much, Seth. Once again, Seth is actually on the Zoom.
Hello, everyone.
So definitely feel free to reach out to him with your questions. And Seth, yeah, feel free to make sure you drop your LinkedIn, right, in your in the Zoom chat so people can also connect with you later to learn more about Teach with Reach. And finally, of course, the video that you presented will be uploaded to the Catalysing Research Institute website and will share across social media so many other viewers who are right now shuffling many different Catalysing Change Week events can actually watch your presentation later. So thank you for that, Seth. Okay. Now, next up, we have Eejin. Eejin is one of our social justice warriors, and her favorite tagline is "Pink Me Free." Now, let's hear from Eejin as well.
Hello, everyone. It is truly an honor to present here at Catalysing Change Week. My name is Yizhen Shi, and today I'll be presenting to you my project, Pink Action. So before I begin, allow me to briefly introduce myself. I'm a high school student currently based in Singapore. I'm interested in finance and economics, and I'm very concerned with women's financial literacy and independence. I'm the founder and the current president of Pink Action, whose long-term goal resonate with Goal 5, gender equality, and Goal 8, good jobs and economic growth of UN Sustainable Development Goals. I'm also the president of Project Spark, an online tutoring program to improve education of girls in rural areas of China. Besides, I'm the vice president of Project Synopsis, and I'm currently conducting research on various returns in the investments in education for women in Southeast Asian countries. So now let's dive into the problem that Pink Tax is trying to address. We know that gender inequality is very common in the workplace. In 2021, for every dollar a man made, a woman made 82 cents. However, while the gender pay gap is already well publicized, there is a less known but equally pernicious impediment to women's financial independence. That is, the pink tax. So what exactly is pink tax? The pink tax refers to a tendency for products marketed specifically towards women to be more expensive than those men's counterparts. Research has shown that women generally pay 7% more than men for comparable products. This is a type of discrimination which will not be tolerated in any other context. Yet, this issue has gained little public attention or awareness, which is very concerning. The problem has several root causes. Firstly, the lack of awareness among women. Without visibility into the price premium they pay for comparable products than men, women are more mentally prepared to pay a higher price than men for their purchases. Suppliers are also accountable for this problem. As we see nowadays, companies usually make the market for women exclusive from men or gender-neutral products in order to earn greater profit. Finally, the lack of public recognition is also one of the root causes that we hope to achieve and address. So now we know the severity of the issue. Let's now move on to the solutions. Pink Action adopts a three-step model, that is, to educate, to motivate, and to campaign. At the first stage, we aim to educate the public on the issue of pink tax through conducting and filming street interviews and posting opinion pieces at our various online platforms. For the second step, we aim to motivate the public to take actions through designing the trademark for pink tax-free products and encouraging the public to investigate and report the situation of pink tax in their regions. Finally, at the last stage, we aim to inspire the public to campaign against pink tax through signing petition and posting their thoughts using our hashtag #PinkMeFree. Our mission is to campaign more people to fight against unfair gendered pricing and consumer traps. Through our three-step solution framework, we hope to achieve the vision of creating a pink tax-free shopping environment and promoting women's financial resilience. This project, of course, needs a lot of support. Therefore, Catalyst 2030 plays a crucial role to expand the impact of our project. As we know, Catalyst 2030 is a fast-growing global community of social innovators. With members representing more than 120 countries around the world, we can develop our global network to every part of the world. Analyzing the cases of pink tax around the world may require us to unpack the root causes in a local context. Therefore, by finding members through Catalyst 2030, we can tackle the root causes more efficiently. In addition, with the support of social entrepreneurs from all over the world, we look forward to seeing more innovations in our project. So now you may be wondering, as an individual, how can I help? Well, we welcome and appreciate any form of participation. It can be as simple as signing on a petition or posting your thoughts about this issue using our hashtag. If you want to explore this issue with more depth, you may download the templates from our website and conduct a first-hand investigation of this issue in your regions and write a report to tell us more about what you have found. You may also follow us more closely on various online platforms to have a more holistic understanding on what pink tech is and why it still exists. With that, I have come to the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for your kind attention, and we look forward to your participation, to join us, and to catalyze the progress to achieve the UN Sustainable Development Goals by 2030.
Thank you, Ijun. I'll be the first to say when Ijun, spoke about the pink tax at our last annual impact meeting. All right, we were like, "Is that true?" So we took a field trip actually to a very, very famous clothing store, and we picked up the same pair of men's jeans and the same pair of women's jeans. The women's jeans actually took, I think, 30-40% less material to make, but it actually cost more than the men's jeans. Like, how is that possible, right? So, look, not only are females, getting paid less on an income basis, they have to pay more for the same product. So if you add both, right, Manana, I'm sure you agree with me, that's tax on tax. So definitely, we're very proud that, Ijun and the team did a lot of research on this, and we cannot wait to showcase this more in future events. Now, next up, again, thank you so much, Ijun. Next up, we would like to welcome from Australia.
Hello, everyone.
Mr. Campbell. And Campbell, exactly. Campbell is a very, very humorous student. So you can see a lot of jokes that, frankly, I'm sorry, apparently I'm a boomer. Technically, I'm millennial, thank you, but to a lot of Gen Zs, I am a boomer, so I may not understand his jokes. So let's hear from Campbell all the way down under from Sydney.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this summit presentation. I'm honored to be here today to present to you The Junction. Hopefully you enjoy this presentation. Before anything, I'll provide a brief introduction, as that is typically what is considered polite. I'm Campbell Deng, the fortunate founder of The Junction. Outside of school, I like to game, do robotics, Latin American dance, weightlifting and calisthenics, and manga. For robotics, I managed to achieve the title of the National Champion of Australia and competed at the World Championships in the 2021 to 2022 season. And now I volunteer as the honorary club president at my school club. That photo was me at a zoo, and we found the capybara exhibit. I pulled up photo. Then that's a photo cropped from a video of me dancing. I was ranked 6th nationally for my age division and achieved 1st, 3rd, and other rankings at a Blackpool dance competition. I also play golf. Not that high of a level, might I add. Small ball, go brr. More professionally speaking, I'm currently in Year 12, or what some people call a senior, that resides in Sydney, Australia. At school, I am the Social Justice Prefect Secretary, helping organize events such as the World's Greatest Shave, and doing administrative work. I also founded the Economics and Global Affairs Club as a separate co-curriculum. The Junction itself can be viewed as an extension of the Economics and Global Affairs Club, less formally known as the EGAC, and it aligns with SDGs 4 and 8. Technically speaking, however, it can affect everything if you really think hard enough, because economics is woven into everything around us and our daily lives. And before anything else, let me humbly introduce you to Catalyst 2030, a fast-growing global movement of people and organizations committed to achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, less formally known as the SDGs, by 2030. As of right now, there are representatives from 124 countries, accepting very few social entrepreneurs and teenage changemakers. In fact, this summit only has 12 people, and I'm very grateful for being one of them, and just of note, the only one from Australia. This does, however, sound like a sponsorship on the average YouTube video, but truly, this is very selective, and thank you very much to Catalyst 2030 for allowing me to debut and present my project here today. Now, what's the problem? The average person may have heard of funny words such as inflation and unemployment here and there, reading it on the news, or debating the socioeconomic status of the world right now. Perhaps mentioning it when they are exploiting economies within video games, or just sitting in class. However, the core mechanics of these statistics remain unexplored by the average person, whether it be through the effects of globalization, or how interest rates actually change. Locally speaking, the Reserve Bank of Australia, Australia's central bank, has revealed that there has been a steady decline in economic enrollments, as you can see right here. Although a slight bit extreme, if knowledge of the foundational structures within our society decreases over time, individuals will become less and less aware of not only global affairs, but also how crucial parts of their lives, such as mortgage rates and loan repayments for their
brand new 1, 2, buckle my shoe, 3, 4, buckle some more, 5, 6, Nike kicks.
And as I was saying, people won't understand how these mortgage rates and interest rates are made and determined, and how they are affected, leaving them stranded in the more intricate and nuanced details that help the economy function. Now, you may be thinking, Campbell, the Junction seems to be such an obscure name for your project. How did you choose it? Why did you choose it? When did you choose it? Are you secretly an alien race that has a hyper-complex understanding of the English lexicon and has produced a name with intricate layers of meaning and complexity? No. Originally, I chose the Junction, as the place I used to live has the word junction in it. That is it. However, as I reiterated this name to myself, I saw the potential. A junction is made to reduce and prevent future bottlenecks and create connections for ease of use in the future. The Junction is an organization to reduce incomprehension and increase understanding of one's surroundings. Quite poetic, if I do say so myself. The Junction will act as a classroom, a forum, and a competition hall for you to engage in. Lessons on economic analysis, statistic predicting, and general economic language and theory will be taught via lectures and guest speakers, simulating what universities offer. Events and competitions will also be held as participants aim to estimate changes in key statistics, such as GDP growth and minimum wage changes. This will be done through the cement framework. Yes, like the cement that is used to build modern junctions. Like cement's used. Okay, anyway. The cement framework stands for consider the theory, be taught and learn economic theory and then apply it, engage in discussion, talk and consider other perspectives, manage the prediction, adjust your prediction as required, evident from statistics and affairs, consider previous trends and new events for your prediction, nominate a final prediction. It's quite self-explanatory. Transcend, as you were correct or incorrect, learning from your mistakes and success. These lessons will encourage students to observe new statistics and understand them. They will incorporate them into contemporary discussion and events, while researching what they are passionate about, while critically analyzing global affairs and how they may affect certain countries and their statistics. There will also be a twist of enjoyment, openness, and humor to engage students further. Hopefully, you'll found this presentation enjoyable with some humor. I had to keep this on the professional side. You should have seen my presentations that I make for school year meetings and assessments even. Now, consider this. Daniel pulls up to the Junction with no prior experience in economics, but is somewhat, but let's be fair, not really eager to learn. Anyways, Daniel will be taught some of the basic concepts, such as opportunity cost and economic problems. With the mentioned humor, he's become engaged as the meme lord he is. He then participates in the Junction's prediction competition and utilizes the cement framework to predict inflation rate, interest rates, and unemployment rates. Although he's off the mark going the wrong way, it actually became more positive, but he predicted it was going negative. He learns that he interpreted global events in the wrong way, seeing them in a different perspective, and unfortunately, the one that the general consensus does not agree with. However, he talks with his peers, and he processes the alternative perspective, the different point of view, and he processes the content he has learned. He then applies it, and then truly understands the global status. As a wise man once said, "Not everything is physical policy, but everything has physical connotations." Now that you know what the junction is, and it has hopefully caught your attention, here's how you, as an individual, company, government, NGO, whatever, what you can do to help. First one is just to join up. Like, just when your friends are yelling at you to finish dinner to join the 5-stack, we want you to join up and have some fun. Share with your friends by talking. You know, the thing when you move your mouth and then it makes a sound, or just through social media, whatever works for you. If you're an organization, would love to partner up and work together. If you're an individual, again, with experience, please come to the meetings and you can be a guest speaker. Would love to have you present. And that is all. Thank you very much for listening. Feel free to spam me on my email here at campbelldangsydney@gmail.com, or scan the QR code to give me your social security number so I can commit identity fraud. For legal reasons, that is a joke. It is just a Google form. Thank you very much for your time, and in case I don't meet you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
It's as I said, young innovators are also extremely. I mean, Madalena, right? I think he can actually give some of us a lesson on how to make presentations engaging virtually. I didn't know you can stretch your face like that on video.
So much to learn from him, honestly.
And so last but not least today, we
Hello everyone, and welcome
from the UK. Like Ejan, very, very interested in achieving social equity. And as you can see, if a teenager or a Gen Z can be a member and a contributor to the Catalyst 2030 movement, I can honestly say anyone in this world can. So I hope today these 4 young change makers, as well as Idana, who hopefully will join us later this year in another Catalyst 2030 event presenting her project, right? This is the future. And this is why we as a community are so passionate about what we do at Catalyst 2030, because we are frankly just paving the way for the future generations to finish the job that maybe we can't finish. Again, speaking like a boomer. So last but not least, we have Daohan Henk, and then we will wrap up today. So thank you for everyone's participation today.
Hello everyone. It is an honor to present at this Catalysing Change Week for the launch of the Catalysing Research Institute. My name is Hank Z, and today I will be talking about the future of law, achieving social equality. So just a little about myself. I was born in China and moved to the UK, living there for 5 years before returning to China again. I currently attend Dulwich College in London. And football has always been one of my passions, and as a child I played for both school and local teams. In addition, I got involved with charity work quite early on. I formed a group with my friends to sell homemade food at events and raise money for a local animal shelter. And I also participated in Model United Nations for 4 years. Most recently, I did a major charity project where I wrote and illustrated my own cookbook and sold copies at various events, ultimately raising over $1,000 for charity. I'm also currently doing community action where I teach disadvantaged local primary school students how to read, and these 2 projects have played a major role in fueling my passion for social justice. In terms of leadership, I'm currently my school's vice captain, and this role has really helped to develop my ability to lead my own projects and make impactful change. In terms of law, I currently attend weekly supercurricular sessions which have helped me to understand and explore contemporary legal issues in addition to learning legal theory. I plan to study law at university and become a successful social entrepreneur. So now on to the problem. Lady Justice is often depicted blindfolded to represent key tenets of the rule of law, independence and impartiality. Article 7 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights also stipulates that all are equal before the law and are entitled without any discrimination to equal protection of the law. Yet, there have always been huge inequalities in the legal system, not least exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic. These issues are race, gender, and class. In order for society to progress, these biases must be addressed, and court processes must be re-evaluated. The legal system must undergo systems change in order to gain the trust of today's society and youth. So firstly, the issue of systemic racism. This is defined as the widely established and societally ingrained discrimination of particular ethnic minority groups. The 2017 Lamy Report was an independent review in the UK that really sums up the current issue of racism in the justice system. It shows three important facts. Firstly, black men are over 3 times more likely to be arrested than white men. Secondly, ethnic minorities are more likely to receive prison sentences. And thirdly, black men are more likely than white men to be placed in high security prisons for some categories of offence. As a result, there is a danger that the overrepresentation of ethnic minorities in the criminal justice system may breed a culture of them and us, further exacerbating divisions in society. Secondly, sexism is defined as prejudice, stereotyping, or discrimination on the basis of sex. In law, these often function together against the largest group of victims, women. Data from the World Bank's Women, Business and the Law report shows that 2.4 billion women worldwide still do not have equal economic rights to men, and on average, women hold only 3/4 the legal rights as men. Crucially, this sexism facilitates gender-based violence that is seldom upheld. For example, in 2019 in England and Wales, only 1.5% of reported rapes resulted in a conviction. Victims in many jurisdictions are afraid to come forward, knowing that they may not be believed, may be stigmatized, and even be treated like they are the ones on trial. Thirdly, class bias or classism is defined as prejudice or discrimination based on social class, including policy set up to benefit the upper class at the expense of the lower class. Corruption is a big part of this issue, since wealthy people are able to pay off judges and influence judicial decisions. For instance, there was the shameful prosecution of Cato Harris in 2017 by a former pupil and his wealthy parents. Harris, as a result, became unemployed and had to live off benefits. This case is only one out of countless others where corruption has resulted in an unfair outcome. And this issue is further augmented by the commercial reality of legal aid. Now, there is an increasing need for private work, meaning that quality legal aid has become very expensive. The consequence is that poor people are not only more likely to be unfairly treated, but also unable to obtain quality legal aid in the first place. In order to find a solution to these fundamental issues in the legal system, I propose a resolution framework to transform the future of law and justice. Firstly, we should raise awareness to tackle stigmatization, engage in drafting policies, support legal aid organizations, organize partnerships between community and national organizations, learn to persevere, use creativity and the arts to provide supportive spaces, train defenders in effective representation, incorporate research and evidence into solutions, offer qualitative information that draws on experiences, and negotiate and lobby for targeted funding. So, How can you support the movement? Firstly, you can not only engage with the resolution framework, but also use it as an open source pathway to design your own frameworks. You can also seek mentorships with lawyers and practitioners, gain work experience at local legal aid organizations, share legal resources and research on the current issues, and even participate in competitions and workshops that address social equality and justice. Once again, it is my honor to present at this Catalysing Change Week. Thank you all for listening.
So today, right, the four speakers, presented on pretty wide themes. We started off with, the focus on quality education by Seth, and then went to Egan about gender equality and economics, and of course we have Campbell with his, cement framework. Every time I think cement, I'm like, wait, is it that real estate? But you're right, it takes cement to build a junction in the real world. And of course, finally, Seth, by the way, Seth is here today. Make sure that, for a lot of you are quality education advocates, especially Catalysing Change Week's main theme, right? It's one of them about transforming education, because everything starts with education, and then it leads into empowerment, and it leads into ding, 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 entrepreneurship, right? But along the way, you do have to kind of connect the issues like Hank says about equality and the law, right? Because everything kind of have to work together. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen, right? It's only day 2, so hang in there. We still got a few wonderful days left of Catalysing Change Week. We'll see you over the next few days. And of course, thanks again to Madalena for kindly hosting this event today as part of the Catalyst 2030 team. And once again, please to connect with everyone. And look, in terms of everything, Seth just dropped his LinkedIn, please to connect with Seth on LinkedIn, right? And look, as I said, this is why we're so proud, right? It's seeing students as young as 12 speaking at these global conferences, letting them that, you know what, I may be young, but my voice needs to be heard. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is part of really catalyzing change in the real world. Have a wonderful, wonderful day ahead, and I will see everyone over the next few days on various different Zoom.
Thank you, Kenneth. It was really, really amazing.
Right. All right. Take care, everyone. Keep in touch. Have a nice
Bye.
day. Thanks, Seth. Thanks, Adana. Thanks, everyone.